They say Cleopatra was a seductress, a queen who ruled with beauty instead of strategy. But that version of her was written by the people who needed the world to fear her, because the real Cleopatra wasn't dangerous for romance. She was dangerous because she could outthink empires. She was born into a dynasty where poison solved arguments, siblings disappeared mysteriously, and generals ruled from the shadows. In the Ptolemaic world, royalty didn't grow old. They survived long enough to keep the throne. Cleopatra understood this earlier than anyone. While other princesses learned etiquette, she studied medicine, philosophy, astronomy, and 9 languages. She didn't want interpreters or advisors twisting the truth. She wanted control over knowledge itself. When she was pushed onto the throne beside her young brother, the courtiers who controlled him saw her as a threat. They exiled her within months. But exile didn't break her, it focused her. She watched Rome rising, studied its politics, and realized survival meant choosing the right Roman ally. That ally was Julius Caesar. Cleopatra didn't sneak into his palace rolled in a carpet for drama. She did it because assassins waited outside. She risked death meeting Caesar privately. And when he spoke to her, it wasn't beauty that captured him. It was how she thought. She negotiated, never begged. She treated him as an equal, and Caesar restored her to the throne. But her biggest political gamble was giving birth to his son Caesarion. If Caesar recognized him, the heir of Rome would be a pharaoh. Rome's elite panicked. Cleopatra went from queen to threat. When Caesar was assassinated, she didn't collapse, she recalculated. Rome broke into 2 major powers, Octavian and Mark Antony. Cleopatra chose Antony not for romance, but because he commanded the eastern armies. Their meeting in Tarsus became legend. Cleopatra arrived on a golden barge dressed as Isis, not to seduce Antony, but to show him that Egypt wasn't desperate, it was powerful. Their alliance terrified Rome. Together, they were building a rival empire. Their children would rule lands stretching from Egypt to Greece. Octavian knew he couldn't defeat them fairly, so he attacked their image. He launched a propaganda war painting Cleopatra as a witch who bewitched Antony, enslaved him, and corrupted Rome. It was the world's first major political smear campaign, and it worked. When war came, Actium destroyed their chances. Antony died, and Cleopatra was left with a choice: allow herself to be paraded through Rome in chains, or end her own story on her terms. She chose the latter. The snakebite is mostly Roman fiction. Cleopatra likely used a poison prepared by her physicians. She denied Rome the humiliation they wanted, and in doing so, kept control of her narrative until the end. Rome rewrote her story, but fragments of truth survived. Cleopatra wasn't a seductress. She was a strategist, a linguist, a diplomat, and a ruler who nearly reshaped the ancient world. A queen so powerful, Rome had to erase her to win. Subscribe for more legendary history they didn't teach you in school.